This conference will now be recorded.
Hello and hi everyone, a warm good evening to all of you.
Hello, Zafar. Good evening.
Good evening Ketan Sanjay, good evening Samir and good evening Vignesh. A warm good evening to all of you.
Good evening, Jaffer.
Okay, let's get started about the today's session. So in the previous session, many people have asked about the importing the existing infrastructure. How do we import the existing infrastructure? We said that we can import the existing infrastructure using import command. So when we import the existing infrastructure, when we import the existing infrastructure, we can import only one resource at a time. We can import only one resource at a time. What is the meaning of importing the existing infrastructure? Why we need to import the existing infrastructure? It's because when we import the existing infrastructure, we will maintain the infrastructure through the Terraform. That's the use of maintaining the importing the existing infrastructure. And now two questions arises here. The first question is, when we import the infrastructure, the infrastructure is present in the cloud. We have imported the infrastructure, and this infrastructure, what we are saying, it is managed by Terraform. Whenever you change the code in Terraform, then the resource is going to be affected. Now we'll get idea when we do practically. If we do the changes to the resource that is already created, and if you are making some changes to this resource, in this case there will be no effect in the Terraform state file. So these things we need to observe in practical way. So the limitation of the import command is we can import only one resource at a time. So let's get started about the import command. We already configured the provider section here. So we do one thing, let's create the new folder and get started about the today's session. So let's go there and create the new folder. New folder name I would like to give as the TT. Let's come up here and copy this one. Go to file, add the project folder. And the folder name which we need to select is the TT folder. So let's create a new file here. As usual, providers.df. That's all. So what we need to do now, we need to import the existing infrastructure. How do you do that? And what is the syntax to import the existing infrastructure? The command would be like this: Terraform import followed by the name of the resource. For example, it's AWS server, AWS underscore instance dot the name of the server followed by its instance ID. That's the command. So let's go ahead and create the server, and we'll be importing the resources from that server. So let's create the server now. Let's go to EC2. Let's launch the instance. So security group, we are allowing port 22, and let's launch this server. The key pair is GG, that's the name of the key pair. Let's launch this server. Okay, we have launched the instance, and this instance is having the instance ID. Let's go there, and this is the resource which we have launched. And if we look at the resource, it's pending, and in the meanwhile let's remove the other resources. Okay, this is the resource which we have created. Now let's go ahead and import this resource. How do you import this resource? First thing is we need the resource provider section, and later we need to write the resource plot. So resource, and the name of the resource, it's the EC2 server AWS underscore instance followed by the name of the resource. Let's do the my EC2. And what do we need to write here? So let's look at the instance which we have launched there. So this is the instance which we have launched, not this one. Let's go to the instances. Let's look at the instance which we have launched. This one, let's go there, and it's in running state. And if we look at this instance, it is having the AMI ID. Let's use this AMI ID. So let's put this AMI ID and look at the instance type of this. Look at the instance type of this resource. What is the instance type there? Let's have a look. It's t2.micro. Instance type is t2.micro. Instance underscore type is equals to t2.micro. Okay, we have included the we are where we are at the TT folder. Okay, we have included the import command there. Let's save this file. We have imported the one resource. Let's save this file. We need double quotes here as well. Okay, that's good. So as of now, we don't have the state file in the TT folder. If you look there, there is no state file, and now we are importing the existing resource. So when we try to import this resource, how do we identify this resource to be imported? So any resource is going to have the ID. If you look here, so this is the resource which we are trying to import, and this resource is going to have the resource ID. So this ID is needed when we try to import the resource. So let's use this ID, and let's move to the folder where we need to initiate. That's the TT folder. Let's move there. So this is the first time we are using this folder to import the resources. We have need to initialize this folder to download the respective plugins. So when we download the respective plugins, after that what we need to do, we are trying to import this resource. So this is the resource which we are trying to import. Let's use we have the ID of this resource. So simply use this ID and try to import this resource there. Okay, what is the command to import the resource? What is the command to import the resource? So let's start from the new folder. That would be the good way. We go there. Let's go to the so let's use the command. The command is terraform import. This is the command which we need to use to import the resource, and what we need to import, that should be specified here, terraform import, and we are importing the AWS instance. That's the name of the resource, AWS underscore instance dot, we have given my EC2, followed by the resource ID. If you look there, this is the resource which you are trying to import, and this resource is having the ID. So let's use this ID and put it in our code. Let's put this code. So that's the ID. So let's execute this command. Okay. Import prepared, and it is preparing the resource AWS instance for importing the resource, and the import is successful, and the resource that were imported as shown below, these resources were now made in the Terraform state file. And let's verify from the state file. So this is the state file that which we have generated, and if we look at the importing configurations, this is the instance. And if we look at some cross verifications for the instance, let's look there. Let's have a look at this server. If we look at the private IP of this instance, it is 172.31.254. That's the last 3 digits. If we look at the private IP of this instance, it is 254. Okay, that's good. Public IP, its last 2 digits 44. And if we look at the state file now, if we look at the state file of the public IP, last 2 digits it's 44. And if we look there, anything, okay, that's good. It has imported the resource successfully. And two things need to be observed carefully now. Two things to be observed carefully. Then we will get the clear idea how import works. So when we import the resource, and this resource has, now we can say it will be managed by Terraform. This resource will be now managed by Terraform. Okay, that's good. Now we can manage this resource. And some users are there, and what they are doing is, the resource is in the cloud, and they are doing their changes to this resource. For example, they need to give names for this resource with some tags, or they are changing the they are attaching the volume for this resource, and they are changing the instance type of this resource. So all these activities they are changing to this resource. So now the question is, when they make changes to this resource, will the state file is going to be affected? This is the question which arises. So they are making the changes to this resource. So this is the resource which is there, and I'm going to this resource, and okay, let's give some name here. Let's give some name as some anything name and save this one. And what I am doing to this server is I would like to stop this server. They are doing some different activities and I'm stopping this server. Stop this server and let's change the instance type of this server for stop instance. Okay, it is stopping. Okay, I'm stopping the server. Let's change the instance state. How do you change the instance state of the server? Go to actions, go to the instance settings, and let's change the instance states to T2. Okay, it's just stopping. Once the instance is stopped, we can able to change the instance type. Instance settings. Let's change the instance type to T2. Okay, it has been stopped. Go to the instance settings, please. Change the instance type, and I am changing the to T2 dot small. Okay, that's good. Let's save this one. Okay, how many changes we have made to this server? One is I have added some name there, and I have stopped the instance, and I have made the instance type to T2 dot small. So we have made three changes to the server. We have made three changes to the server. So the first change which we have made is we have changed the instance type, and initially the server was running and we have the server state we have changed to stop, and as well as we have given a name. We simply call it as the tag to this server. Three changes. And now the question is, if we look at the state file, if we look at the state file and if we look there, let's have a look at this server. If we look here, so if we look at the instance type, it is t2.micro. Okay, that's good. But we changed it to t2.small. And if we look at the instance state, it is running. And some users, what they did to the instance, they have changed it to t2. They have changed the instance state to stop. And if we look at the tags, there were no tags for the server. If you look here, there were no tags for the server, but we have given some tag there. And when I do Terraform plan now, whether the changes are going to be affected or not, that's the thing which we need to observe. That's the case one I would like to demonstrate. So this is the case one. They are making some changes to the server, and we have imported the server to the Terraform state. And now we need to observe whether the changes that were done manually, whether the changes that which they are doing manually are going to be affected to the server or not. So let's do the Terraform plan there and look at the changes. So let's do Terraform plan and look at whether the changes which we have done at the server manually, whether they are going to be updated or not. Let's look there. It's refreshing the state and it is looking at the state. If we look there, it's just gathering the information from the state file and it is refreshing the state. Want to change what is to be changed there. Tags, we are adding the tags. Okay, tags name, that's the HH, and the instance type t2.smalls to t2.micro. So let's do apply and see whether the changes are going to be affected for this resource or not. And we do Terraform apply. Just looking into the state, just refreshing the state. Let's give the value yes. Modifying the resource 162. we have made 3 changes, but it is showing that only one has changed. And if we look at the changes which it has performed, if we look there, it is showing that the tags, this should be changed and it is pointing to null. And if we look at this one, tilde, that should be changed to t2 dot small to t2 dot micro, and that is to be changed. And if we look there, update in place. So we have made 3 changes, and the instant state as of now it is stopped. And let's look at the state file. What changes it has affected there. We look at the state file. So there, if you look there, the instant state, it is running. The instant state is running, but we have stopped the instance here. But there is no effect in the state file. And if you look there, instance type is t2.micro. And if we look here, the instance type, it is t2.small. And if we look into the instance type, this has been present in the state file. And what is the instance type which we have changed there? Now it is showing t2.micro. And if we look into the any other configuration which we have changed, that's the tags. If we look at the tags, so tags, nothing affected. So if you look there, anything has been affected to the state file. Instance underscore type, that's the t2.small which we have configured. That's the instance underscore type t2.small, and it is showing that to be changed to t2.micro. So nothing has been affected to the state file because the state file has been managed by Terraform. So any configurations, whether they are going to change to the state file, it won't, from the manual to the server, it won't be affected. And if you go to the resource, and if we change here t2.micro to t2.small, if we make the changes to the code, and if we save this file, and look at the state file now, and look at the instance type. As of now, it is t2.micro. And now the intention is we need to change the instance type to t2.small. So let's save this file, and this resource is now managed by Terraform. If I go there, and if I do the Terraform apply, directly and look at the change, we will be observing the change now. We can able to observe the change for this resource. Previous case, we didn't observe any changes that to be affected to the state file. But now if we look at the, let me give yes and look at the affected resource. We have changed the instance type to t2.small. Initially it was t2.micro. And if we look at the output, it's modifying, and look at the state file now. So let's have a look at the state file. Instance type, if we go and look at the instance type, t2.micro, and what is the change which we have kept in the code. We look at the code, we look into the code, it is t2.small. It's still not affected, it's still modifying the resource, and the instance id still modifying. Okay, it has changed, and let's have a look at the state file. That's the expected is t2.small, which we have made change. And if we look into the instance type, yes, it is now t2.small. So what we have come to conclusion now. So when we import the resource from the cloud, and if you are any users who are making some changes to the resource, when they make some changes to the resource, and this resource, if it is present in the cloud, this resource is now present in the cloud, now we have imported this resource to the Terraform. Any users, if they are making manual changes to the resource in the cloud, they are making manual changes to this resource, it won't be affected. And when it comes to the when we have the resource that is imported using the Terraform, and if you are making some changes through the code, then the changes are going to be affected. Why? What is the reason? Because we have imported the resource, and this resource is now maintained by Terraform. And how does it knows whether to make the changes or not? It just looks into the state file, So that's how the import command works. That's how import works.